Hello, this is me with my reader glasses, and welcome to Coping with Donald. I'm Phil. It's December 20th, 2025, and Merry 5 day from now Christmas to everybody, just in case I don't, for some reason, put up another taping. I want to start this with something completely different, like Monty Python used to say. I want to talk about Voyager for a second. Voyager travels 38,000 miles a day. It's gone 15 billion miles. It's been in operation for 50 years. Just think of that. 50 years. And we're still learning things from Voyager. It still sends back pictures. It's way out of our galaxy by now, by the way. Probably searching for another one because there's so much space between galaxies. If we can do that, then why can't we get an air conditioner that works more, more than 3 summers? I've never had an air conditioner work more than 3 summers without a coil breaking or something, and you have to test to make sure it's the coil. Then they even tell you, well, we're not sure this will work, but we'll put in another coil, and they put in more Freon, and you wind up spending about half the price of a new air conditioner. This will be the third or fourth coil that I would have had put into my air conditioner. I I went all last summer without air, which was dumb. I'm not going to do it again. I'm going to get a new air conditioner, but I'm going to get the cheapest one I can. I mean, the last one I had was not the cheapest one, and yet, to be honest, the maintenance costs and the third or fourth coil or whatever, the certain motors have gone out in it. All of the things that have happened to that air conditioner probably cost in 9 years about as much as the original air conditioner, which would be like buying a $500,000 home and then having to spend $500,000 fixing it when things break over the next 10 years, 9 years, 8 years. So I'm going to buy the cheapest air conditioner I can, and then in 3 years when it breaks, I'll put in another air conditioner. There's no reason to fix it and then have to spend another $1,000 the next year to fix it, and another $1,000 the next year to fix it. Remember that even in Florida, you don't use your air conditioner year round, okay? And a lot of people will not use the air conditioner at night. And they just still break all the time. It's said now, if you get a car that's 2025, it might break on the way home. Brand new. Brand new car. They said they're terrible. And a lot of the reasons is because they're computerizing too much in this car. So think about your computer at home and when it has problems and when it messes up and when it runs slow. Do you want your car doing that? I have a 2023 and it has a screen, which I use for nothing. I don't have it set up to anything. With the subscriptions, they sell you all these subscriptions. Oh, you want to use this function that's in your computer on the car? You have to pay $20 a month or something. Even refrigerators are getting that way. Luckily, I'm of the age where I don't have to worry about that as much. And just as luckily, I bought a 2023 Chevy Malibu at the end of 2023. Here we are 2 years later, I still only have 7,000 or 8,000 miles on it. So I did that. I almost have it paid off. I'll probably have it paid off in a year, which would be 3 years, which is fine. And then, if things keep going the way they're going, I would only have 14,000 miles on it. But that was luck. And the reason it was luck was because I had a Malibu before that, and it had a problem with the frame or something. It just kept bouncing, creaking, groaning. And the problem was that the sad thing is I had fixed so many things on it, and I had all the fluids changed and stuff. I just couldn't get rid of it, and I said, you know what? It's the end of 2023. I know they're desperate to sell cars then. This one dealer that was 100 miles away was getting rid of their inventory of 2023 Malibus, which had nothing on them. They were just plain as could be. So I had some what were GM credits at the time from the GM credit card, which, by the way, it's like 4 different banks sponsoring it now, and this bank decided that instead of getting 5% back on all purchases, I think they're only going to give you 2%. So I said, okay, that's not even worth having the card anymore. So I'm happy about that because it got me down to 1 credit card. But anyway, the point is I used those credits, and I went down to the dealer, and I got what I thought was a very good price. It was in the neighborhood of $20,000 for a brand new car. It has automatic, it has air, it has a 3-year warranty. I still have another year on the warranty. So that was luck. That wasn't a stroke of genius. I did not know that in 2025, cars were going to go up so much, or have been in 2023 and 24, to where it's not unusual to see $70,000, $80,000, $90,000 trucks. And they have all these bells and whistles on them, but they don't take you to the moon. And they don't put computerized Elon robots in the front seat to keep you company. So I'm good with the car I have, even though sometimes I look at those trucks and I'm like, wow, that would look cool. That's an old man thing, I think. All right. Got to talk about health insurance, guys. The Democrats, with a few Republicans, forced a discharge petition to vote in the House of Representatives to extend the Obamacare subsidies. Mike Johnson, Speaker of the House, and a Republican then sent Congress home. And they can't vote on it when they're home. So at the end of the year, if nothing happens in the next 11 days, those subsidies go away, and people that were paying too much per month will now be paying 2.5 times that, or 3 times that. And everybody says, well, it's because Obamacare failed. No, it's not. It's because Republicans don't want to extend the subsidies. I would think that most of us know some people who will have to suffer because of this. Because they'll have to give up the Obamacare. Now, President Trump he said something about, well, what we'll do is we will send people money, and they can pick whatever company they want, and we'll send them money, and the government really won't have anything to do with it except sending them money. The only problem is, this money that they send you, if they do, remember, I'm still waiting on the Doge checks, but that money will go down every year. They'll fight about it and say, oh, no, we were giving we had to cut 20% off of every amount of money that we were giving to people, and meanwhile, the premiums will go up and up. So in essence, we'll be back where we were 30 years ago. But there's one area of this that's really dangerous that I would like to remind people of, and that is that If at that point you're just handing out some money, it's not really Obamacare anymore. If the tenets of Obamacare go away, would that mean an end to not allowing the pre-existing conditions to keep you from getting insurance? I think that's what would happen. That now all of a sudden, oh, if you had melanoma, or you had a liver problem or something like that, that will never be covered. In fact, we don't even want to insure you. Well, that was one of the driving reasons behind having Obamacare in the first place. Now, you're talking to a guy who's on Medicare. Probably these things might start to creep into Medicare. Paul Ryan, former Republican Speaker of the House, tried to do that for years. Do you remember the, 70, 80, 90 votes that the House of Representatives took under Republican control to get rid of Obamacare? Say 10, 12 years ago. They're never going to accept it. And even though I don't have to worry about it, I have a child. She'll have to worry about it. You lose a job, you lose your insurance. If in the past 2, 3, 4 years you had gotten sick while on the job, now you have a pre-existing condition and you won't be able to get insurance. We really are the only country like this. And we really should take lessons from some of the others and take care of the people. If the government doesn't help take care of people, and make sure they can see doctors, and make sure that people have food, what is their government for? To protect us by being taken over by another country that might actually treat the people better? I don't know. And I'm not saying North Korea or Russia would treat the people better. Okay, let's get that straight right now. But we're going to really, I consider this big military that we have, huge military that we have, really here to protect financial interests of the people who have good finances. And I mean great finances. And the corporations. So they sure do seem more interested on what software can get sold to China, what microchips can get purchased in China so that we don't lose our competitive advantage or something like that. They seem a lot more concerned about that than healthcare at this point. Let's hope that they get a good head on their shoulders, and maybe there is enough going around. Boy, did Trump have a bad week. Oh my God. But maybe there's enough going around that they'll actually start to focus on people. Maybe we've reached that point where the pendulum went so far to one side that it has to swing back. I've been, by the way, this is the last thing. Keep it under 15 minutes. I've been looking at other countries' real estate. Places like Thailand and Italy. And it's amazing sometimes that, I mean, I'm not talking about mansions, but sometimes the real estate in Thailand, in fact, almost all the time, is more expensive than the real estate in the United States. What I could get per square foot for my condo is less than what it costs in Thailand. Thailand, per square foot. The difference is that they make these tiny little places. So that's why some of them people could say, oh, I could afford that. So, have a wonderful Christmas. If I don't get back on, let's hope that Congress does something to keep people from medically unnecessarily dying. This is Phil. Have a good one.